Hey folks, so I want to start reviewing things on this channel. So this channel has been mostly about posting musical stuff, like just tracks and musical information, and I kind of want to do that anyway. That's fine. I like that. I'm interested in that. But one of the things that I wanted to start doing was including just reviews of either pieces of music or initially movies. But I don't want to do them just as like a straight up review, because you can get that everywhere. If you want a review that covers all the beats and all the points and everything, you can get that elsewhere. What I wanted to give you was my thoughts and elements of tracks that appeal to me, or elements of movies. It's just kind of my take home. So they tend to be things that I've been listening to or watching lately. Because I don't want to get, it's not a complete mechanical process that I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you my thought processes on this. So I kind of want to start doing that. And I'm going to start with a track that I've been listening to a lot, because what will normally happen with me is, especially with new stuff, is I'll give it a listen, bits of it will appeal, bits of it won't appeal, but then some hook will make it stick. So the track I want to talk about today is Feeding the Meatgrinder by Shadow of Intent from Imperium Delirium. This is an album that way back when Infinity of Horrors came out, I saw the video for it, thought it was amazing, and immediately was like, right, okay, got to check that album out when that comes out, because that's fantastic sounding. And listened through, and it's quite, there's a lot going on. If you're fans of like symphonic death metal, extreme metal stuff, then this is definitely one to check out, but it's less on the sort of symphonic opera angle and more on the kind of death metal with elements thrown in, which is really appealing to me for fairly obvious reasons. But Feeding the Meatgrinder is maybe more one of the sort of closer to the death metal angles, a bit less of the kind of operatics, symphonic stuff, not operatics, symphonic stuff thrown in. But the hook that got me on that track is after the sort of introductory section, there is a small section where the vocals are continuing and there's a siren playing. And then it goes into this massive kind of syncopated gallop section with this downriser, I guess you would call it, a faller in industrial or dance music, I guess, is that maybe what the term would be. But I think it's like, it sounds like a brass section coming down, and it just sounds fantastic. And I absolutely love that sound. It sounds so heavy, then they bring the vocals back in. And the vocals kind of provide this massive wash. The guy's got this, I'm maybe not as into as like high-pitched sort of, what my partner refers to as goblin vocals. But the sort of more guttural stuff with him works really well, I think, on their stuff, because it really provides that kind of element to it. So that section drew me in, and I must have like, when I'm listening to a track, I'll often rewind and listen to a specific riff like 5-6 times, you know, just that bit that gets me, and then I'm like, right, now I'm hooked. And then after that section, there's like a stop, and he says a lyric which I can't remember exactly. It's like, turn and die, stay and die, something along those lines. And then goes into this section where there's a sort of what I would think of as more like a kind of almost a kind of old school deathy kind of thrash section as it's moving along, and then drops right into this section with just incredible kind of really tight kind of hits on the movement. So you're getting these kind of like solid palm mutes as everything's moving around, and I think that's the section where the guest from the Corpse Grinder bit is playing in there. I could be wrong. It could be Corpse Grinder on the whole track, and I'm just completely wrong. I don't know. Feel free to correct me in the comments if you think I've got that wrong. But it sounds like Corpse Grinder at that section after all the kind of siren stuff has kind of gone. The rest of the track doesn't impact me quite as much. It doesn't necessarily stick in my brain as much as that section, but that bit with the sort of falling brass sound over the gallop syncopated section, I just think is absolutely stunning, and definitely stays with me massively, and gives me this desire to give it more and more listens. So yeah, that's been spinning a lot. Spinning terminology. I guess I'm old, but that's what's been playing in my ears for quite a long time recently. So if you haven't checked it out, the whole album's worth a listen. It's really good. There's lots of like deep cuts on there that are really excellent with some good riffage. But I recommend Feeding the Meatgrinder, along with Infinity of Horrors. If you've not seen the video for Infinity of Horrors, it's animated just beautifully and definitely well worth a look.